Happy Halloween.
Ah, shit, he's a misfit. You're a misfit, aren't you?
He had his head down.
For a whole couple of minutes there.
Yeah. I saw this at Spirit Halloween. I was like,
That's cheap. That's real cheap.
It's cheap.
That's real cheap. I mean, I'm just looking at it. I mean, if that's how you're going to do Halloween, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
Look to the camera. It's having a hard time seeing you. I was at the barber shop listening to the Misfits the other day, and I was like, you know what? I don't really care for the Misfits. No.
At the barber shop?
Yeah, he made a, they'd be making playlists over at Uppercut's Barbershop.
Yeah.
Go there, tell him Steve sent you. But he made like a Halloween themed playlist.
Right.
And it was mostly the Misfits.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, I told him, I was like, Teddy, it'd be hard right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would have a bone sitting in the chair.
Boner in the chair.
Yeah.
What is the appeal to the Misfits? I like their artwork.
Right.
I like stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
a Slipknot and Ghost fan.
Yeah.
I'm into that kind of stuff. I just don't like the music. What era were they from?
80s. Late 80s.
I wasn't into 80s music.
It's right when well, I guess they vary mid 80s, late 80s.
That's very late 80s. So
Yeah. I'm gonna take this off.
Yeah, it's like, I want to go make you do it. Now you look like Count Dracula.
Well,
Count Chocula.
Count White Chocolate.
Yeah.
The appeal. Well, I always liked punk music, I guess, and I knew of the Misfits.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that they were really horror-based themed.
Spooky.
Yeah. And some of their lyrics are really...
I really haven't looked into it, to be honest. The Misfits are kind of like, remind me of like Pink Floyd and all them that, people wear the shirts and don't listen to the music. Like
Right.
Sublime. There's a lot of Sublime shirts for people who don't listen to Sublime.
Right.
There's a lot of Pink Floyd shirt wearers that don't listen to Pink Floyd.
Exactly.
I kind of get that vibe from the Misfits. But
Yeah.
that doesn't discredit. That's not the reason I don't like them or anything.
Right.
But they give me that kind of vibe.
You know who the singer of the Misfits is? Glenn Danzig.
Glenn Danzig?
Yeah.
No way.
Is he the lead singer?
Yeah.
There
He's
is
his guitarist.
there is no way I just found that out.
Lead vocals. Glenn Danzig.
Yeah. I thought he was either the lead singer or the guitarist. Just guitarist.
Because I
Guitarist.
love Danzig.
Is Wolfgang von Frankenstein.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's
Wolfgang
legit
von
what I said.
Frankenstein in a Halloween band just makes all the sense.
Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein.
I mean, Cole's bad with names. He could have butchered the absolute hell out of that.
Right.
Wolfgang von Frankenstein. Look! Oh, that's 100% what his name is.
Yeah. Let's see.
I cannot believe Glenn Danzig is in that band. Like, that blows my mind.
Yeah, that's before he went solo.
Mother.
Yeah.
What a banger.
They actually began in 1977.
Danzig's been around. He's old.
You're
He is
saying?
old and he is jacked.
Yeah. Well,
He likes getting in fights with bouncers.
who was that other guy?
Often.
The members. Because one of them is a horror fanatic when it comes to movies. Well, I guess a lot of their songs is based on like old monster movies.
The Misfits?
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Are you guys trying to convert me into a...
No, that's
Misfits
Glenn Danzig.
That is insane.
Yeah.
And Wolfgang von Frankenfuck. I mean, is Van Helsing in the band?
Yeah.
I mean, my God, cover all your bases here, man.
He's not the lead singer though. Glenn. He's a guitarist.
Okay, but
No, I said he was a lead vocalist with a
if you guys turn into this an argument, he will not stop.
Right.
So just agree with whatever he says. That'll get him to stop. But
It's Miguel Graves.
I don't know, but when I heard them in the barbershop the other day, I didn't get any Danzig vibes out of them at all.
Right.
And it reminded me a little bit of Ghost.
He's electric piano, Glenn.
Glenn Danzig on the electric
you're
piano.
talking from like 95 to 2016, they had that guy singing, but then Danzig came back. Danzig was the original vocalist from like 77 to 83.
Oh, so they flip flop and everything.
Yeah. Well, the Misfits songs I like is the Graves guy. He sings Saturday Night. Helena.
I can't help you out at all.
Yeah,
I don't know either.
I don't know them, but they were in Salem a couple years ago.
In Salem?
Yeah. It was Slayer,
I mean, I don't know
Primus.
how good they are nowadays, but yeah.
They sell a lot of merch.
Yeah.
Who are the top, like, this is a horror show.
Yeah.
Who are the best,
special.
like, monster kind of recording artists? And before we even start, I'll say Rob Zombie.
Oh yeah.
Who are the best at that aesthetic?
Marilyn Manson.
Yes. I'm surprised you said it, because he's canceled. But Ben Shapiro last week on last week's episode, uncanceling.
Yeah.
So you're free to say that. Marilyn Manson. He's kind of transcendent. Like, he can go. Everybody knows who Marilyn Manson is.
Yes.
Come on now. Lil Uzi Vert says that's his like main influence.
I couldn't stand Marilyn back in the
I just
day.
thought he was a creepy bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, he's lanky. He's pale.
Wearing thongs on stage.
Yeah.
Getting naked and shit.
Getting naked on
Back
stage.
in the 90s when everybody wearing bras and shit on stage.
That was a wild time.
Man.
Tool Singer got up there in a bikini once.
Really?
Yeah.
Maynard?
Man,
He'll
James
go up
Keenan,
there
yeah.
with some bras and then some yoga pants, and he dressed up like a mom. Like a yeah.
That's just what they do. That's just what they do. Another one that comes to mind.
You said it earlier.
Rob Zombie.
No. Ghost.
Ghost. If anybody doesn't know, they're it's one musician.
Yeah.
He plays all the instruments.
One man band.
But then, imagine trying to do that on tour. Do it all at the same time. Be like Teddy in the kitchen cooking. I mean, he's got things different here. He's reaching behind it, hitting the keyboard.
Is Avenged Sevenfold horror themed?
No.
They got a horrifying name.
Yeah.
It comes from the Bible.
Avenged Sevenfold?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
I can't remember, but they're like the first couple albums was named after chapter stuff, like chapter 4 is after the Bible and
Big
stuff
Christian
like that.
guys over there.
It's not really Christian. They just
Call it
came
a
up-
joke. 100% joke.
A reference to the story of Cain and Abel from the Bible, which can be found in Genesis.
Cain and Abel, or Cain and the Undertaker? Which famous brother tandem?
Well, this Cain is spelled C-A-I-N.
Like Velasquez.
Yeah.
But I had two other like bands on my mind, and when we go through these little loopholes, I forgot everything that I was thinking about. Slipknot,
Oh, yeah.
obviously, but there was a couple more.
Yeah.
I can't think of.
My brother told me to listen to this one horror-themed metal band.
At least it ain't pirate metal. That's a thing, man.
Pirate metal
Pirate metal.
bands.
There she blows.
Owlstorm.
Have you ever heard of pirate metal?
I've heard of Hellstorm.
Have you ever heard of the genre pirate metal? It's metal music with pirate lingo.
Running Wild. The band since 1976. Jesus.
I thought you said 1776.
It would make sense.
I was like, my God. Founding fathers.
Swashbuckle. The Dread Crew of...
Arg.
The Dread Crew of Oddwood. Rumahoy.
Ramahoy, that's pirate metal.
Verbal Deception.
Verbal Deception. Never heard of these bands.
Storm Seeker.
Yeah.
3 Inches of Blood. Ye Vanished Pirateers.
That's pirate metal.
The Privateers.
The voice of a pirate metal band singer just sounds like arg.
Yeah. Wait, would ICP be considered horror based?
I think they're just a bunch of dumbasses. I never got into them as a kid.
I don't think I
What
ever
was
listened to
their estimated time period when they were a thing? Like
89 to 91.
89?
That's what it says.
ICP? What are they called?
Insane clown
I
posse.
know. What's that term they call?
Juggalo?
Juggalos.
Juggalos.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, ask him.
Genres: horrorcore, rap rock, Midwest hip hop.
Because people try to associate it with like Limp Bizkit kind of
Yeah.
music sound. And like degenerate fans.
Here's the funny, Limp Bizkit's about 200 times better.
And that's saying
Why
something.
is Limp Bizkit like a thing now? Like
What do you mean?
why are they coming back? Is the lead
It's what musicians always do.
I know, but like
They
the
never
lead
die?
singer's like trending all the time.
Fred Durst, because he's a popular guy.
Yeah.
He's just a popular guy.
Like
He's got
his-
that whiny ass voice.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst is always trending for doing something stupid. His haircuts,
Yeah, his
whatever he's
his
doing.
look now.
Yeah, whatever he's doing. He looks like a dad.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
looks like a grandpa.
one of the worst live singers I've ever seen. Like, sometimes you listen to a band, you're like, all right, let's look at YouTube and listen to them live, see what they sound like.
Yeah.
Never do that with Limp Bizkit.
Right.
It will disappoint you 10 times out of 10.
I mean, Fred Durst live. The rest of the band live's pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. Limp Bizkit is known by that whiny ass voice of Fred Durst, and it turns them off.
Right. Trying to look at other bands. The Bloody Jug Band.
Is this juggalos? I need the definition of the word juggalo.
Right.
Sounds like someone who juggles oranges.
Juggalo Band.
Juggalo band. Look up the meaning of juggalo. Producer. If anybody's interested in being a producer, just holler at us.
The Juggalo is a fan of Detroit-based rap duo and
So it's just their fans. They're
yeah, it's
juggalos.
just
You know those juggalo fests where juggalos get together? Like Insane Clown Posse won't even be performing, and juggalos will just hang out. It's like a little convention,
Right.
like a Klan rally, but juggalos,
Yeah.
and they'll dress up as clowns. It's weird shit.
Smashing Pumpkins wouldn't be.
No.
But they're... Nah, they wouldn't be considered that.
Who?
Smashing Pumpkins.
No.
Acid Witch. Jesus Christ, this photo looks odd. Some of these bands. Death SS.
We're mentioning a lot of bands that our listeners have no idea.
No idea.
And
We don't know either.
Neither do I.
No.
Full transparent, I have no idea.
They look cool, though. They definitely do.
I mean, a lot of bands can look cool. The Misfits, in my opinion, look cool. I have no interest in listening to them. Talk about music this time of year, Teddy. What do you plug in this time of year?
Misfits.
Really? Is that it?
Marilyn Manson.
You know what? I play Thriller this time of year on the phone every now and then.
Can't go wrong
This
with
time of
it.
year, though. That's the only time I listen to Thriller.
Right.
Is this time of year. It gets a little dark earlier this time of year. Put The Weeknd on. He's got some
Eerie.
eerie, dark kind of music, especially in the earlier albums, like Kissland and Trilogy.
Yeah.
That's some dark stuff.
I'm getting tired of the singles.
You getting tired of them?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's just...
Which ones?
They sound the same.
Blinding Lights is one of the best singles of all time.
Blinding Lights.
I am being objective too.
Well,
that
yeah.
is such a catchy ass song.
It is, but his new
Save Your Tears is absolutely terrible. We've covered that. That song's terrible. I'm not going to knock him too much for that,
Yeah.
but it's the worst song on the album. That's one of the worst songs he's ever made. What's the other one? Take My Breath? You don't like that?
That one and Blinding Lights sound the same to me.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
But After Hours, that song, best song on that album.
It's sick. It's sick. It's not the best song on the album. It's sick.
Thought I'd almost died.
Motherfucker, you're gonna die. You're gonna die soon.
You
If you don't-
that.
Yeah, he's gonna die soon. It's either him or Post Malone. Gonna kick the bucket real soon with their substance abuse issues that they do not
Right.
actively seek help for.
Post Malone is in Utah, in the middle of nowhere.
He's gonna be Brian Laundrie. He's in the Utah desert.
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
You don't want to be in the Utah desert.
Well, you don't want to be in LA either.
That's why you go to Austin,
Texas.
Texas.
What about Virginia?
That's why you go to Texas, where I can't even gamble. I can't gamble. I can't smoke weed. And if I knock a girl up, she can't get an abortion. Why would I move to Texas, Teddy?
Jesus.
Why would I move to Texas?
Guns.
Guns. Texas gets this rap as a free state, and there are very relaxed gun laws. And if you're into that kind of thing, I mean, it makes it sound like it's really free.
Right.
Yeah, but if you get into the nitty gritty, the details about Texas, I can't even gamble.
Is pot even legal there?
No. They could arrest Joe Rogan anytime they want.
Yeah, that is weird.
They could bust down the door, Teddy, and send him to jail for marijuana.
He's best friends with the governor, right?
Wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yeah, Governor Wheelchair. God. He's in a wheelchair, guys. How do you like a guy in a wheelchair? I mean, come on. How does he campaign?
You don't need legs to shoot a gun.
I know. Governor Wheelchair, what a guy. But, hey, Wheelchair, how about you legal gambling and legal marijuana like the rest of the country? Texas? Like, what is Texas ranked? Like, the second most populated state? I mean, it's got the second most electoral votes. It has to be. And you won't let your people gamble or smoke weed? And they are paying people to snitch on people if they know that someone's got an abortion.
That is messed
That
up.
is. There's a lot of my body, my choice right now.
Yeah.
When it comes to vaccination. How about you apply that to the other thing as well?
Right.
That's my opinion. You don't have to share that opinion. But, yeah, Texas isn't free.
You know, you hear stories. 11-year-old gets knocked up by some sicko. She can't have an abortion because of the state she lives in.
That's absolutely...
The baby can die. She could die. If
But
she
the
lives.
baby goes, or another scenario, the baby goes to foster care and has a horrible life.
Baby goes to foster care. Or, and probably 100%, that 11-year-old is going to be mentally
Destroyed.
incapable of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to think about those things.
Yeah.
And Texas does not. Texas is Howdy Arabia, not Saudi Arabia. Howdy Arabia.
Howdy, partner.
The climate sucks. Apparently the roads suck.
Really?
Hunter Smith did a cross-country trip, and he rode through Texas. And he said it's flat and rough, just bad roads.
They haven't repaved?
No, not in Texas. Too worried about the guns, Ted.
Right.
Yeah, but Texas isn't free. Where were we going with this? Before we brought up Texas. Where Post Malone should move.
Yeah.
And how Austin's like, oh, you don't want to live in L.A.
What about Tennessee?
Nashville?
Yeah.
Never been.
I don't know if I've been to Nashville.
Never been to Nashville. I've been to Chattanooga, and the traffic is terrible. Try to avoid Chattanooga. I don't even know why it's named that.
Right.
Whose last name was Chattanooga? Because you got to cut half that name off. Just be Nooga.
Wouldn't it be ideal to live in a place that's kind of southern people but not racist?
I feel like where I'm at right now is fine.
Yeah.
Right now it's fine.
Like, Virginia's not bad.
You go to Mississippi, it's a different story.
Oh, God, yeah.
You go to Mississippi.
They just abolished slavery.
I don't know. They just got the rebel flag out of their state flag. They're coming around. 2020. They're coming around, but you probably. I don't know if you're gonna get that in West Virginia.
Right.
Portions of Georgia probably aren't.
Yeah, I'd say Georgia's pretty.
Parts of Georgia.
City, Georgia.
Atlanta's probably fine.
Yeah.
I'd move to Atlanta so I can go to a bunch of Braves games. There's like a few cities I've moved to, and it's Charlotte, Raleigh. There's a theme here. They're North Carolina.
Yeah.
North Carolina wouldn't be a bad place to live.
Right.
I don't know if I'd live in D.C. I think I probably would.
Not D.C.
I'd probably live outside of it.
But yeah, outside of it, but Jesus.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to live in Charlotte or
Right.
in Raleigh, but like around these metropolitans. I live in Vegas. Just because I go. That's just my thing. Gambling. That's my thing. I just won the football pool.
Did you bet on the game, the Atlanta Braves?
No, but I might. I might make a huge bet and try to go to one of these games.
When is the final game?
We recording this on a whatever. You don't need to know that.
Yep.
And
Poured on the Halloween.
And it ends on. It would end 3 days after Halloween on a Wednesday. So November 3rd or something. I don't know.
So it makes it that far.
World Series tickets did drop $600 over the past couple days. They dropped $600.
Well, God, what's the regular price of it?
They start off at about $1,000 a piece. When did sports go away from being about the fans and providing them with experiences? Like I remember Virginia Tech football games used to be $40 a piece when I was a season ticket holder.
Now it's like 125.
Well, that's for select games. Now it's probably $60 for a ticket to any game, but you buy them on the secondary market. That's where
General admission. Is there any?
No. General admission is for the students. They can see wherever they want, but no, not for an actual ticket.
No.
Remember when sports used to be about fans? That's about money and revenue and advertisements on television.
Corruption.
Everything's about money. Matthew Gillespie stole a line and said, the only color that matters in this country ain't white, black, brown, it's green.
You know how we brought up Matthew and how he knows all this stuff, but he hears it from just things?
Yeah. That's kind of what everybody does in
I know,
sense, though.
But his way, I heard the term parroting.
Parroting?
Yeah.
Where they...
Like he's like a parrot.
Like they recite?
Like,
well, he must have a good memory.
Yeah.
I mean, if I think something smart, I'll parrot it as well.
Right. Seems like an expert at that.
Yeah, you could say that. Yes.
Polly want a cracker. Polly want a cracker.
Imagine buying a parrot and having to put it in your will because it's going to outlive you.
They do live a long time.
Like 80. They lived to like 80.
Jeez.
Horses lived to like 40.
Damn, horses live a long time too.
They're just, I've said horses are just big stinky dogs.
Big stinky dogs.
That's what they look like. They're just big stinky dogs, dude. But they live like 40 years. Dogs you get a good 7 out of. If you want a reliable pet, it's a horse.
You want a dog that lives long? Get your Chihuahua.
Why? Why do they live so long?
Small, I guess.
Yeah, bigger dogs do go quicker. Now you get it like what's the biggest dog? Great Dane.
Screw it, Great
Shepherd.
Dane, am I
Shepherds.
right?
Yeah. German Shepherds.
Yeah.
What do they say when you buy a pet? Or a dog or a cat, really? You sign up for minor tragedies.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you buy one, or every time you adopt one, or every time you find one.
Yeah.
You just sign yourself up for a minor tragedy to happen in your life, and then that one goes and you get another one. That's the reason I don't want a dog.
Yeah.
It's because my beloved Annie, how old was she, 13?
She's like 14 or something, yeah.
We had her for like 11 years. Yeah. I'm 25 years old.
Yeah.
That's almost half my life. I had a little Annie.
Yeah. God,
And she's gone now.
I was like 3 when we got Stoney, and he died when I was 17 maybe.
Yeah, 14. 14 solid years there. You just sign up for these little tragedies, man.
And I found him too, dead.
Yeah.
In the backyard, under the picnic table.
That's what they do.
Lying there.
That's
I'm
what
just
they
like, Stoney!
Yeah.
Stoney!
Oh, God.
Named after Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it's the most feminine dog. He was a boy and he was still feminine. He was a boy and feminine.
Yeah.
Get you a big dog.
Fuck.
Get you a boxer. That's why I'm not a dog guy really anymore. I just can't.
I want a wiener dog.
I can't replace Annie. They're fine.
I want a wiener dog named Frank.
We got free cats.
Well, they're going to pass away and you're going to be sad and you're going to get another one.
Yeah.
It's just the cycle of buying these household pets.
Yeah.
That's why you get a horse. Or 2 horses.
Or a parrot.
Or a parrot.
Get you a bird.
Good God, I would not want that thing talking the whole time.
No.
My grandmother has a
Shit.
parrot. Yeah. Just be shitting all the time. Be talking all the time. In the middle of the night. Yeah, that's what it does to you when you walk by at night.
Oh.
It goes, night, night.
Is your house haunted? No, it's just a parrot.
It's just the parrot in the
It's just
corner.
the bird in the corner.
No, the 75-year-old bird who outlived everyone, outlived 2 generations. That's what you got to do. You got to
He's
put
the
your
oldest family member.
He's been through 2 generations in the house.
He's been through 3 cages.
That's it. In 80 years. God, it's a bad homeowner. Rusted up cage. Bird shit. You ever been shit on by a bird?
Yeah,
You have?
a couple months ago.
Really?
I was at my little brother's baseball game, and I'm sitting on the bleachers taking photos, and all of a sudden,
How'd you react?
what the hell?
How'd you react?
I was like,
Did you clean it off? Did you laugh it off?
I took a leaf.
Ah.
But I was like, what the hell? Did that just really happen?
Dude, I was on the putting green over at the Virginia Tech golf course, and it's right beside the duck pond. And dude, they just do the flying V right over top of me. I was like, I am gonna get shat upon.
Did you?
It missed me by a few yards. They did the flying V.
Yeah.
That's just something birds do, man.
Right.
They just do the V, and you don't know which side you're gonna get until they're right upon you. You just gotta cover,
Yeah.
and it shits 3 yards beside you. What happened to me the other day? Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. We won't talk about today.
Well, since it is the
It's
Halloween
spooky,
special year
yeah.
2.
Yeah, it is spooky season, not just for Teddy, for everyone.
Yeah.
Except for me this year, taking a year off. Taking a year off. I mean, I guess I'll be around for several more years, several more Halloweens. You know, one day take the kids Halloween trick or treating.
Right.
I'll have that in the future. I'm fine right now. It's World Series time.
Steve Jr.
My God, my friends want me to name my child that.
Steve.
Girl or boy?
Steve.
Yeah, Stevie
Stevie.
Jr.
Stevie for the girl. Like Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks. I'll be listening to her all day today. Age of 17, that gets me fired up. Baseball game today.
What?
I'm fired up, man. You telling me
Why
Edge of
Edge of
17 by
17?
You tell me Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks doesn't get you like going a little bit?
No.
What is that freaking Fleetwood Mac song?
Chains?
Yeah. That
Chains.
gets you pumped.
Yeah.
That's a fucking song.
It's better than that other song. What's that song? That's
Remember?
no. What's the song? The
That's
guy was
Save My-
drinking the ocean spray too on the skateboard. Dreams.
Go your own way?
Dreams.
Is it Dream?
Dreams. He was yeah. The guy with the ponytail and the bald head was
Yeah.
riding the skateboard drinking ocean spray.
Yeah.
He's listening to Dreams. That's not even their best song.
No. I don't even think Chains is their best song. I think Everywhere is their best song. I think that's what it's
I'm
called.
unfamiliar with it.
Chain. It's Everywhere. Yeah. That's my favorite song,
All
though.
right, getting the spooky season.
All right.
Big
well,
time of year for Tedders.
The best time.
Pumpkinhead Ted.
Okay, that's a good one.
Pumpkinhead Ted and Stevie Green texts.
Yeah.
New nicknames.
So, I was trying to figure out something like a spooky segment.
Right.
Because I think last year we did a.
Yeah,
Movie
I
quiz.
listened to it the other day, and yeah, I did a movie quiz. I did pretty well.
Yeah.
And then I did a quiz about certain events in scary movies and didn't do so well.
Yeah.
I think it's because I hadn't seen some of the movies in forever. I mean, I got a question wrong about who killed all the kids and Friday the 13th, the first one.
Yeah.
I forgot it was the mother.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they made 17 Jasons. Who's the killer in the other 16?
Right.
It's Jason.
Well, Jason did kill one girl.
Right.
That was at the end of the movie.
Right, that's right. He pulled her into the water.
Yeah.
He pulled her into the water. Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
What do you have in mind this year?
So, I was like, maybe I can find like a creepy dark web story that I can read off. And I found a fresh article that came out yesterday, and it's called, start the music. I'm gonna have a little creepy music playing as I read this off.
Okay.
I didn't read all of it, so if I'm shocked as much as Steve is, then
So you're going to try and shock yourself
yeah, I
as
read
you
like
do
a quarter of
this. Well,
it.
that's not a bad idea.
So, here we go. It's called Man Goes on Dark Web Treasure Hunt. Turns himself in because of what he found. Here we go. He was ready for something that he would remember for years to come. It would be unforgettable. But when the event finally came around the corner, he would understand what was really going on. He would never forget it, but for the wrong reasons. This is called Birthday Adventure. Xander knew that it was that time of year again with cake and presents, and he knew what he wanted. Last year, he had gotten a dark web care package that made him nervous, but often opening it, he loved all the weird and wacky things inside, but he wanted to take things up a notch. He felt drawn to the label that said, Dark Scavenger Hunt. His friend knew more about technology and found a way to get what he wanted and pay for it. They then got a letter in the mail. It would say, burn after reading.
What? Never got a letter like that.
Look at this fuck.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know.
What is that?
Blackface, looks like.
My God.
Alright. He couldn't contain his excitement as he carefully opened the envelope and looked inside with greedy eyes. He soon deciphered the cryptic message and managed to figure out that there was an address, a local coffee shop. It was strange that it was a place he knew and loved going to. Xander would make it through the door of the coffee shop. A package would be sitting on a table in the shop with a phone. The phone would contain a short message and encrypted video. Xander couldn't believe what he was looking at. He'd find another set of instructions that would tell him yet another address.
So he's finding this online?
He found a package from the dark, or he purchased a package
off the dark interwebs.
Yes.
That I never seen before, but I've heard about it for years.
Right.
I've never looked it up.
Well, he's finding all these clues now.
Okay.
From the instructions.
Okay.
It stated that he should pick up a surprise. He would only understand why he was being taken there once he got there. The video had instructions on how to lockpick. He saw a lock box at his feet. He failed many times, but eventually the lock popped open, and he smiled as he saw a set of keys and another letter inside. Xander's grin grew wider. Dots and dashes? Morse code? This was too easy. Letter by letter, the message unfolded into the last thing he would expect. A party. The scary thing was that the next address to get to was his friend's address. Did they have something to do with all this? He felt the caffeine flowing through his body as he walked towards his friend's house. The sun was...
It's hardcore drugs or something.
Yeah.
I feel when I drink a cup of coffee in the morning, I feel the caffeine through my veins.
Especially work coffee.
Yes. Yeah.
The sun was dropping below the horizon, and it was getting dark. He wondered what was going to be at the destination when he got there. Another message. The end felt close. With tools and phone in hand, he walked up the driveway. Night had set in, and the air turned cold and crisp. He could feel his heartbeat ferociously in his chest. Furiously, in his chest. He was about to knock on the door when the mobile beeped his phone. Go to the back door. Find your way in. Use your new skill. Xander ran to the back, ready to playfully berate his friend for the runaround. However, when he reached the back, he realized something was wrong. The door was already opened. Inside was trashed. Furniture was toppled over, items clearly stolen, and a huge mess everywhere. The fun rush of the event quickly changed to dread. For better or worse, his knee-jerk reaction was to dial 911. Soon, lights and sirens wailed outside. A loud knock came from the front. It was a setup. The phone beeped again. It would be the last message of his dark hunt. Happy birthday. Enjoy your jail time. It had started off as a thrilling disconnected, but now the pieces fell into place. he was about to be caught with breaking and entering tools. Cops rushed in, guns aimed and ready.
Okay, come on. Come on, police. Guns ready. This is how people die.
What kind of nationality is this dude? What kind of nationality is
If he's
that?
black, he's a goner. My God. Put your guns down.
Yeah. In the middle of all of it stood Xander. His blood ran cold. He tried to explain, but no one listened. The handcuffs went on with a click, and he was dragged into the cruiser. It wasn't until a lawyer sat across from him did he get a chance to tell the whole story, including one big problem. He had burned the pages. The phone no longer had the message on it. There was also no one home. His best friend wasn't there to back him up. His big day was indeed spent behind bars. Even though most of him was terrified, a small part marveled at the personalized nature of the setup.
Did this kid not lawyer up?
In the end,
Forgetting something here.
things were sorted out and his friend's family didn't press charges. But the dark web adventure was nothing like his gift box from last year. The moth had flown into the flame and got burned badly. Maybe next year he would just have a normal party.
Huh.
Not as creepy as I thought it would be.
Especially the picture.
Yeah, unless
When you sent me the picture,
the picture looked bad. It's a guy.
it's a guy in a
Suitcase.
bag. Yeah, in a bag. You can't even tell how big this kid is. It looked like a kid in a bag, dismembered. None of that happened.
They get you with those clickbait images. That's what it
Yep,
is.
yep.
So
But
this,
the creepy thing about it, how this, was it the friend that did this, or was it somebody watching?
so it's his friend's house,
Yeah.
and everything's tore all to pieces. Furniture, probably a vase or two.
Yeah.
Probably a vase.
Yeah.
And he goes in, no one's home, and the police are there. Guns ready. Guns ready.
Yeah.
Breaking and entering.
Yeah.
And he just gets caught and goes to jail. Is that what happens on the dark web?
Well, his friend set up the,
Party.
so it hasn't been the friend.
What do you mean?
But what made the cops pull the guns off? Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Why the friend want him to go to jail for?
They thought he was tore up the house.
That's odd. That's odd.
Well, that's the creepy story.
That's the creepy story, the cryptic story. The dark web. That needs to be investigated a little bit.
Yeah, it might be fucking fake.
The dark web?
No, that story.
Oh, what website is it on?
It was just some article I found. Some website. The writer was Brad Smith. So it could
His
be
name's a
bot.
They're like, put it in the generator, see what comes
Just-
out. Brad Smith? Are you
Just
kidding
the
me?
bot.
Brad Smith? My God. I've never got on the dark web,
Me neither.
but my friends have.
Really?
What happens on the dark web? And the dark web isn't incognito mode. Don't start with me.
Right. Right.
Don't start with me. But did Hot Kinky JoJo come from the dark web?
What is that?
I'm unsure. I've been told to look it up.
I'm
Hot
pretty
Kinky
sure.
JoJo sounds like. I mean, Hot Kinky JoJo just sounds like it sounds like. It just looks like it looks like what it sounds like. I'm assuming. I don't know what Hot Kinky JoJo is.
Yeah, it looks like a porn site.
That's why my friends are telling me to look it up. I've never looked it up. They said look it up for the show, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
No thanks. Not on this laptop, even though I looked it up.
Not on that top.
Ugh.
You get mine. But
The laptop I watched porn on. For the
that's not
first
that.
time.
That's not that one's long gone, man. That one's long gone. That one's. I don't even know. I might still have that.
Yeah.
It's got the Virginia Tech logo on it.
Put it on this table next episode.
It's got one of them Virginia Tech skinnets. Remember those skinnets you can buy for your phone or laptop? It fits the entire cover. But Yeah, but not my current laptop. My current laptop's ruined because of streaming illegal football games.
Okay.
Thanks, Bush. I developed that addiction
Yeah.
when I didn't want to pay DirecTV $130.
I don't blame you.
Maybe a month.
I don't blame you for that.
Yeah, illegal stream the shit out of football games and it virused up my computer. I can't even use it on the show.
When you gotta when you gotta subscribe to a ESPN, then you gotta buy a pay-per-view.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
The paywalls. But, yeah, I'm shocked by that story.
Well,
Chuck Norman died at the end.
you have a scarier story.
I don't have a scarier story. I have a immoral, dark story that's happening right now at Liberty University.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
No.
Do you know about this?
I've seen it a little bit.
Okay.
Liberty University was trending yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw it had like 30-something thousand tweets attached to it.
Wow.
So it's not looking good for Liberty University. I have shat on Liberty University on the show, mainly their athletic department. You know, they're this Southern Baptist.
Because
They're
they beat
Baptist,
Tech
right?
1 year?
They're Baptist. What?
Because they beat Tech 1 year?
They did beat Tech last year. I can't believe you lose to them. I cannot believe you lose to them. Their head coach.
Tell me it wasn't football.
It was football. That's how bad Virginia Tech football is right
Blame
now.
our coach. He's trash.
But
He was trending as well.
their coach, Hugh Freeze, was at Ole Miss as a head football coach and got run off of Ole Miss because he would hire prostitutes for recruits. Liberty University hired him. Their athletic director was at Baylor. Baylor athletics in general is just dark. We've talked about that on the show.
Yeah.
And covered up mass amounts of sexual assault and rape from the football team. That athletic director helped cover it up. He is now the athletic director at Liberty University. Liberty University, a bunch of scumbags,
Yeah.
run that place. Falwell, the president, absolute ass clown. He's a cuck.
Yeah.
He's a cuck. He let the pool boy bang his wife.
He came in the spotlight when
It was like Trump.
yeah, it was
Because,
it was during the Trump era.
Republican speakers would go to Liberty. You know, they got a bunch of conservative kids, rile them up.
Yeah.
If it shows that they're at Liberty University talking, you know the affection some people have for
Yeah.
Liberty University.
I remember I was working at Food Line and I was in the break room watching on Twitter one of his speeches.
Who?
The Liberty president.
Falwell.
Falwell.
Falwell Jr. There was a senior, I think, that was the president before him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Falwell Jr.
he was talking about if you come here, best believe I'll have a gun in my hand or some shit like
Yes.
something like that.
Just pandering to a conservative audience.
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
yeah.
That's why there's, like, Ted Cruz and all them will go speak at Liberty at their, I forgot what they call it, convocation or something. Convocation where they fill the basketball arena up and they do speeches.
Yeah.
It's very corrupt and it has not, I mean, I'm sure there's some monetary corruption when it comes to money, you know.
Mhm.
They also have some morality issues. Let me pull up this article. Bear with me for just 1 second. This came out on ProPublica.org. Never heard of it. I looked it up. They don't do political stories.
Mm.
They try to just do just about everything except that. And it's got,
I'm mad
it's
about-
got 900,000 followers. It's pretty popular.
Yeah.
The Liberty Way, how Liberty University discourages and dismisses students' reports of sexual assaults. Okay, there's a sexual assault problem at Liberty. Are you surprised?
No.
Okay. There's this young lady who reported to the university that she had been sexually assaulted. And she was drunk, obviously, trashed. And a man took advantage of her, and she had many pictures to prove it. And the pictures were in this article. Like, they attached the photos to the article.
Yeah.
And they look pretty bad. She had bruises just about everywhere. And it details it in this article. I'm not going to read the article.
It's long.
It's very long. It's very detailed and very long, and is it a good read? Because it's terrible what happened. But is it interesting about what they're doing? Yeah.
Right.
Very interesting.
I keep sliding my cape.
This woman's... What? Your cape? Your cape? Who says that? My cape's causing me to slide myself. Why are you wearing a cape? This woman's name is Axley, and she reported it to this woman. I forgot her name. It's like Ducci or Nucci. I can't remember what it is. Her name should be Douchey. But she reported it. There's this Liberty Way policy. It's called the Liberty Way. It's how they should, I'm paraphrasing like hell, how to serve their community as Jesus and would want them to.
Right.
I didn't word that well at all. But that's what it said.
Essentially.
Something what it said.
Yeah.
At Liberty, you're not supposed to be caught with the opposite sex naked. You're not supposed to be drinking at all.
Mm-hmm.
This was off campus. They still apply that to students. You're not supposed to be drinking with the opposite sex. You're not supposed to do anything. You're not supposed to look at the opposite sex at Liberty.
What if you're married? I guess that would be acceptable, right?
You're at Liberty, you can't have the sex.
Even if you're married.
I don't know, I'm just making shit up.
Oh.
They probably do have some married people at Liberty, just to get around those rules if there are such rules.
They sign up for
Hey, I'm going to Liberty. Let's get married.
Yeah. No, they go to Liberty. They read the
Liberty Way.
The Liberty Way, and they're like, you know,
I've only known you for 3 months, but let's just get this thing over with.
let's get married.
You kind of hot.
I mean, to be honest, the same thing happens at BYU.
BYU's just Mormon version of Liberty.
Like, people will go to a different part to go get married just to have sex for the weekend and then come back and get divorced.
God bless.
That is a truth. That is true.
Oh my God.
Matthew Gillespie confirmed that on the show. That is true. It's called the Provo Soak.
The soak. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
We
can't
just leave
thrust.
it.
You can't thrust.
Yeah. But you get a
You
friend. under
put it
the
in.
bed.
No. You put it in, but you don't thrust. That's the Provo Soak in Utah. That's what goes on in Utah. That's where BYU is.
Yeah.
Post Malone, get out of Utah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm skipping a bunch of stuff. You need to read the article. This woman's name is Axley. I'm gonna start here. This is her presenting her case to. It's called something else. Title IX, which deals with women, women's resources, women's athletics, stuff like that. She's looking into her case. Actually received email updates saying the school was still looking into her case, but after 5 months, actually heard from Bucci. That's her name, Bucci. Bucci. It's not Ducci.
It's not bougie.
It's not Nucci. It's Bucci. It's not Gucci. It's Bucci. That Liberty had completed its investigation and a committee was now going to consider the case. Bucci invited Axley to first come to the office and review the file. Axley went in and looked through the materials. The photos with her injuries, she recalled, were no longer there. So she had a file. It had a bunch of photos of what happened during the rape.
Yeah.
Liberty University took them out of the file. And this is why. Axley said that when she asked what had happened, Bucci told her the photos had been removed because they were too explicit. Alright, this woman is in a bra, in her underwear, with bruising from sexual assault, and they're too explicit for Liberty's committee to review.
God.
God doesn't want us to see these photos. Keep in mind, this is a rape case. She had been raped.
Isn't that a sin?
I'll get in something funny.
Okay.
Kind of funny. I laughed. Probably shouldn't have, but I laughed. I'll get to it here in a second.
I'll probably cover my mouth.
You're going to have to. Amanda Stevens, another person who hadn't had the proper due process at Liberty. She had a different story. There's a couple people in this article with different stories. Actually, it was just the main character. Amanda Stevens also remembers being warned she could be fined for having violated the Liberty Way. After she reported being raped to the school's Title IX office in April of 2015, Stevens recalled that a school official listed her potential infractions. Drinking, though she had not been drinking at the time of the assault, having premarital sex, and being alone with a man on campus. All right. She is in trouble and being threatened a fine when she
Was raped.
is claiming rape. She claims rape. They say you had premarital sex with a man.
That's fucking
There's
bullshit.
nothing we can do.
You had sex with a man. You're in trouble.
That's your fault.
That's your fault. It's your fault for being raped. Okay? We can't do anything about it.
What kind of counterintuitive bullcrap?
That's what it is. It's just to say, it's your fault, not us. We're not responsible. Fuck Liberty. It is your fault. You pieces of shit.
Everybody who hears this is probably going to think that, Cole. You were just everyone's inner voice there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There was also a man who came to the defense, I believe, of Axley, who was a witness at this party.
Mm.
He had witnessed the man coming on to the girl. Apparently the girl was absolutely trashed, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
And that, you know, we know what happened afterward. She'd been assaulted. And Liberty ended up kicking him out of school for being at the party drinking. And he was like the key witness.
He was her help.
And they kicked him out for drinking.
What about the guy who raped her?
I'll get into that. The guy who raped her denied rape, but also agreed that Liberty didn't pursue the proper legal action and that the girl didn't get a good case. So he's like, I didn't rape her, but the school fucked up.
I didn't rape her, but she didn't get a fair share.
She got a raw deal.
Is this real?
This is real. It's in ProPublica. It's about Liberty University. It's trending right now. You probably hear about it before the episode drops.
Yeah.
There was also a police officer in the article. I don't have this in front of me. I'm spitballing. Who said he would get calls to go to, accuse sexual assaults, when they call the police, and he'd show up, and Liberty officials would tell him, no, we got this, we'll handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that happens often, that they turn their heads at a lot of sexual assault because they're not supposed to be having sex.
Wow.
But you can't stop. I mean, this happens everywhere.
Right.
Sexual assault.
Yeah.
And Liberty is doing this to their students.
I will say this, I've met a few Liberty
Kids?
alumni. Yeah. They're strange.
I know some as well. And a lot of them don't agree with Jerry Falwell. They don't like him.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't say they don't like him. They don't pay attention to this sideshow bullshit
Yeah.
that he does.
Yeah.
These antics.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's just him. It seems like it's the whole
University. It's the whole administration.
Yes.
And Gucci Kombuchi,
Not coochie.
not Gucci, Bucci, has left Liberty University and joined Baylor.
The second worst university.
Probably worse than Liberty.
Damn.
And became their Title IX director who deals with women's resources. A woman who literally took that woman's photos out of her report.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stacked the deck against this woman in a rape case.
Right.
Took it out, did it all. Goes and gets another job at the other shitty Christian school and becomes their head of women's resources.
I'm here for you guys to rape all these girls.
Oh my god. I couldn't believe it when the guy said, yeah, I didn't rape her. She got a raw deal.
That's so stupid.
See why I laughed? I was like, how ironic and how stupid is this? I encourage everyone to look up this article. We should probably, pin it.
Yeah, I'll drop a link on the...
It's a longer read, so I would suggest find time to read through it all. And also, it's just because Liberty's,
Sucks.
I mean, it's fucking terrible. But it's 2 hours down the road from where we sit right now.
Yeah.
We all know people who've went there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame it on the kids.
No.
And, I shit on their athletic department all the time, because rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the hires they've made.
Yeah.
a coach that buys his players prostitutes to get them to come to school there, and an athletic director that covered up mass sexual assault. That's the Liberty way.
So
That's the Liberty way. And Jerry Falwell just being a clown.
Yeah.
And being a cuck.
Yeah. I love the idea of dark tourism. You know what that is, right?
No. I mean, if you start elaborating, I might.
Basically, dark tourism is tourists going to, like, say, dangerous places.
So, like...
Dangerous places...
So, if I went to, like, Juarez, Mexico, across the border...
Yeah.
From El Paso, where there's a huge crime rate.
That's dark tourism.
Okay.
But it could be lighter, as in what I like, to do.
Haunted
places.
Spooky shit.
Yeah. And, I would love to be like... If it was, like, my job to be, like, a journalist...
Like an Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, like, go undercover at Liberty.
Yeah.
And expose all this shit. Just be like an undercover professor or something.
Right.
Maintenance guy.
In the administration.
Yeah.
In the Title IX office.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people should go to jail for this.
Seems like the university just needs to not exist.
He's burned down to the ground. You heard that here.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech plays at Liberty next year.
Kick their ass!
I told my friends, I was like, let's have a tailgate at Liberty. It's at Liberty. And I was going to play satanic music. And I was going to say GD the entire time. I mean, that's not a stretch for me anyway. I was thinking about doing that in Liberty's parking lot before the game. Now I'll probably have signs to say this university supports sexual assault.
So you're going to protest?
Kinda. And knowing Virginia Tech, they'll probably end up losing the football game. But yeah, I have real problems with Liberty University. Not the kids, I have someone close to me that went to Liberty University.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking the kids for going there. But the way they handle their business, I have huge issues with.
Well,
and it shouldn't be held to the standard that locals hold it to. Oh, you're going to Liberty? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're going to Liberty to learn about Jesus.
My mom was like, I really wish you went to Liberty. I'm like, no, Mom, do you know what this school contains?
Shitbags.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the athletic department in Falwell.
Yeah.
No.
It's the whole place.
They don't protect women,
Nah.
obviously.
Nah.
They encourage sexual assault by ignoring it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you ignore it, you enable it.
Mm-hmm.
My God. What are the punishments?
This can't be a misunderstanding because of how
It happens often.
nationwide it got on Twitter.
Oh yeah, and in an article it talks about how Liberty's not returned any of this, publications, calls, or texts or emails. They're not going to.
Yeah.
And that police officer in this article says, talks about the times he had been told to back down, don't worry about it, we're going to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to handle it.
Right.
When that should be a thing police handles, is sexual assault.
What a school should handle.
Yes. Yep, and Radford gets a lot of flack for some of the sexual assaults that happen there, and Virginia Tech as well. Don't turn a blind eye to this.
But Liberty seems to get away with a whole lot.
Because why? Why? Because they're God sent.
Well,
That university was there to teach people God. You go to Liberty to learn about God so you can go sell God to everyone else.
right.
That's what it is.
Right.
And, people, I've said it.
Well,
right.
they use it as a business motive. Religion.
Yeah. And, people hold, for some reason, people who don't do their research or, aren't online or
Mm-hmm.
hold Liberty to this huge standard, that is, it's a place of goodness.
It's not what you think.
It is a dark hellhole that doesn't protect its women, obviously, and I'm not trying to be a feminist at all. They don't protect their women.
No.
If you're a woman, why would you go to school at Liberty? Or Baylor?
Yeah.
Which Baylor's in Texas.
We're an unmarried person.
You should go to Liberty. You can't even bang your wife yet. But, or BYU.
Yeah.
I just really hope that we have opened...
Tell me, is there a gay person at Liberty?
Yeah, he...
Is there a trans at Liberty?
Now, well, the gay, probably. Trans?
No way.
That's dicey.
No way.
They gotta hide.
Yeah.
They gotta hide, man.
Yeah.
Blown cover at Liberty? Gay or trans? You're getting expelled.
Being crucified.
Yeah, is that what they do at Liberty? Crucifixions. I think I'm going through with this plan about going to Liberty next year for the Virginia Tech football game, blaring my satanic music.
I will go and record it.
It'd be a great podcast. Live at Liberty, where they support sexual assault. And yeah, I just hope that this article and, us regurgitating it, opens some people's eyes about what the fuck actually goes on in Lynchburg. Because it's not good.
I did want to visit the city because it looks
Lynchburg?
Nice. Yeah.
Lynchburg sounds dark.
Yeah.
Because, they got this culty institution like Liberty.
Seems like it runs
and
everything.
Matthew and Eric brought up on our show that it's like one of the most sexual
Trafficking.
sex trafficking network in the South.
Right.
Goes through Lynchburg.
Right.
Lynchburg sounds a little dark. A lot of hills in Lynchburg. It's the hill city. A lot of hills, a lot of crime going on in them hills.
Advice: don't go to Liberty.
I would have told you that years ago.
Yeah.
I'm definitely telling you that now. Who sends their daughter to Liberty? Read this article.
Right.
Think about sending your daughter to Liberty.
Right. You know what I think of Liberty?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna shit myself.
Don't do it.
That was a fart, ladies and gentlemen.
I think, hear me out, get all the kids out, get all the administration out, put the administration in jail, make sure the kids are safe, and light a big match. Some gasoline and a good wind. Good gust of wind.
Good gust of wind.
Good gust of wind. Good gust of wind. And light that whole place on fire.
And say a prayer.
Say a prayer. Say your prayers. Eat your vitamins and say your prayers.
Save your tears.
Save your tears for a different day. That's all I got on the Liberty situation. I hope you guys read that. It's on propublica.org.
Yeah.
It is very detailed.
Yep.
Very dark. And it happens right down the road.
Yeah.
You can get there. You can get halfway there at the end of this episode. It's an hour long. You got one more hour.
Here's some preparation for you.
When you go to Liberty. I really hope some of my family listen to this.
Jesus.
I really do.
Well, the last two things I have aren't really so positive.
They're not as long-winded as our
Yeah.
other two tangents we've went on.
Yeah. Let me just do...
Can we take a quick break before we do it?
Yeah.
Because I'm about to piss my pants over here in this corner.
Alright.
Let's take a quick break.
Alright, we're back.
Yeah.
So, we'll just branch over these real quick. Donald Trump Jr. sells t-shirts mocking Alec Baldwin's fatal shooting. Yes, you heard that right.
Higher prices.
Whoops.
You heard that as well.
Yeah. Chris Hurst ad. At you.
Learn how to drive.
He probably went to Liberty.
Quite an assumption. But, yeah, anytime someone does something bad, they probably went to Liberty. Anytime someone rapes somebody, R. Kelly probably went to Liberty. But, we kind of called this a little bit. Last week, we said Trump family isn't too keen on Alec Baldwin.
Oh, no.
He spoofed him for 4 years on SNL. Depending on the Joe Biden presidency and how it goes the next 4 years, they might feel the same way about Jim Carrey, who has been making fun of him.
Oh, yeah.
So, we covered Alec Baldwin accidentally disarming a firearm and shooting 2 people. I'm not sure if that was 1 shot or 2 shots. That'd be real impressive if it was 1 shot.
It's 1 shot.
It must have went through her
It
and
went
hit
through
him.
her chest.
It went through the director. Hit the director of the film.
Yeah.
My God. Imagine if Tarantino was the director. We'd have lost him.
God. Jeez.
Then we'd probably hate Alec Baldwin.
God.
If we took away our gem of a
He's supposed to
director.
make one last film.
Yeah. But, what does the t-shirt say?
So, the shirt's making light of a tragic event, which it does not, in which a real-life person lost her life. The shirt read, "Guns don't kill people, Alec Baldwin kills people."
In a sense, that's true. But there's a reason he came up with that. He needs to raise some money. He probably has a aspiring political career. I don't think his father's going to run, even though everyone's buying Trump 2024 shirts. It's not for Donald. You're getting the shitty son. You're getting Junior.
You're not getting the vampire. You're getting the...
What's his name? Eric?
Yeah.
You're not getting Eric. You're not getting Ivanka. You're not getting Tiffany. You're getting Don Jr.
God.
So he's making these t-shirts to raise some money for, I guess, a future. I guess it's an opportunity to make money, but he perhaps has political aspirations. We saw it coming. I don't necessarily. I see a lot. I follow tons of conservatives and almost as equal amount of liberals, and I'm seeing a lot on the conservative side just mad at Alec Baldwin.
Do you follow Candace Owens?
I do not. I checked this morning. I really did. I was like, do I follow this cunt? And I don't. I do follow Ben Shapiro. I mean, you do have to follow some people you don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that. I see stuff on my feed all the time. I'm like, do I unfollow them or do I have to hear what they have to say?
It's like Conor McGregor for me.
I don't follow him.
I'm getting ready to unfollow him, but it's the trash talk between the fighters.
Okay,
is
well,
the response.
you just don't miss it when you follow.
But, you know,
I mean,
I'll
I
see
hear
it
about it anyway.
Yeah, I'll see it on journalists.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
who bought these shirts? Jesus Christ.
what motivates you to wake up in the morning and buy, hey, I'm going to buy this guns don't kill people, but Alec Baldwin does shirt? I mean, the Atlanta Braves won the NLCS last week, and I bought a shirt immediately after they had won, since they haven't won the NLCS in my entire life.
But Alec Baldwin didn't win.
I'm going to wake up and buy a guns don't kill people, but Alec Baldwin does shirt.
That's awesome.
And then I'm going to buy a Let's Go Brandon shirt. Have you heard that?
No.
Have you seen that phenomenon? I see that a lot on conservative posts. There was a NASCAR race. I believe I'm getting this right. I have not looked into it at all. I don't care. I think it's kind of silly. And you might call me a Biden supporter or what. I think it's kind of silly. A driver won a race, and his name was Brandon. But the crowd was chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden." But the guy interviewing the driver after he had won the race said, "No, they're saying let's go Brandon." So let's go Brandon. Let's go Brandon. You see it all over Facebook and Twitter. Let's go Brandon.
Of course, Facebook.
Yeah, they probably bought a Let's Go Brandon t-shirt along with the Guns Don't Kill People Alec Baldwin does.
God. I just thought I'd share that.
I do find the Let's Go Brandon thing kind of funny.
Yeah.
I just like, alright, that happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Let's move on to the next thing.
The last thing we'll branch over is the whole Dave Chappelle thing.
Okay.
He came out and had a...
Came out as trans. I mean, if you couldn't tell by his special. That just sounds like a person who's like, I'm not trans by making fun of trans people, but he's actually trans. It just sounded like one of those specials.
Well...
It'd be like a gay comic making fun of gays the entire time.
Alright. Well, he has a... it's not another special, but it was like another gig or whatever.
You're talking about the one in Nashville?
It must have been. Because I think that was with Tom Segura, Joe Rogan.
Donnell Rawlings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Well, he got on stage, and...
Yeah, he had a crazy opening line.
Yeah, well, it said, quote, "It's been said in the press that I was invited to speak to the transgender employees of Netflix, and I refused. That is not true. If they had invited me, I would have accepted it. Although I am confused about what we would be speaking about, Chappelle said in the video. I said what I said, and boy, I heard what you said. My God, how could I not? You said you want a safe working environment at Netflix. It seems like I'm the only one that can't go to the office anymore. I want everyone in this audience to know that even though the media frames it that it's me versus that community, that is not what it is. Do not blame the LBGTQ community for any of this shit. This has nothing to do with them. It's about corporate interests and what I can say and what I cannot say. For the record, and I need you to know this, everyone I know from the community has been loving and supporting, so I don't know what all this nonsense is about. This film that I made was admitted to every film festival in the United States, and some of those invitations I accepted. When this controversy came out about the closer, they began disinviting me from these film festivals.
Okay.
Is that a word, disinviting?
Uninviting sounds like a word.
Yeah. And now today, not a film company, not a movie studio, not a film festival, nobody will touch this film. Thank God for Ted Sarandos?
Yeah, that is the president of Netflix, correct?
Okay. And Netflix. He's the only one that didn't cancel me yet.
But he's gonna. And don't worry, Dave. Ben Shapiro will be right there by your side.
To the transgender,
That's LBGTQC. Transgender.
I am more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demands. And if you want to meet with me, I'd be more willing to do so. But I have some conditions, and he named off all this other stuff.
He's got conditions.
Nobody, I will not bow to anybody, pretty much is what he said.
Okay, Dave Chappelle. You know, if you haven't heard his special, I'd encourage you to do so. It's not as funny.
I heard it's like a TED Talk.
It's a lecture
Yeah.
with some jokes. He's not as punchy. Punchline. Not a lot of punchlines. He has gotten into this storytelling kind of version of comedy where it's not just, joke.
Yeah.
That hurt my wrist. I shouldn't have done that. God.
You look like a wrestler
Oh
right now.
my God, dude, that hurt. That's so stupid. But if you haven't listened to the special, 75% trans jokes. And at Netflix, they were supposed to host a walkout. The trans employees at Netflix. Now, how many of them are there? 7?
5?
Well, there was one that was like the head person.
Prominent?
Yeah.
Prominent.
Yeah.
They hosted a walkout. It happened. Also, non-employees of Netflix showed up, and that's why they had a big crowd. And that's when you saw the guy who had the pro-Chappelle sign, get his sign taken down, and that woman just like bodying him up, trying to prevent him from being at a protest that I'm pretty sure anyone can attend a protest.
Yeah.
So I don't know what she was doing there. I mean, you can't be scared of opposition.
Yeah.
But what's going on with Dave Chappelle? I don't even pay attention to, Teddy. I don't care. It's jokes. I can separate jokes. I can separate art from people. Huge Chris Benoit fan. Fan of his work in the ring.
Right.
Do I agree with what he did to his family and himself? Absolutely not. Even though I make dark jokes about the man all the time.
Yeah.
It's like you with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
You can listen to his songs. They're good songs. You recognize he's a piece of shit. I used to like Bill Cosby comedy.
Right.
Don't like the guy at all. I don't think it's a huge portion of the trans community either.
Right.
It's just the vocal minorities. You hear about minorities a lot. You know, the silent majority is, what people donned Trump voters that, aren't on social media. Like their liberal counterparts. It's a vocal minority that get the attention of institutions like Netflix. And, you see their tweets. And then companies like Netflix start worrying about advertisement, who they're dealing with, and then they have to comment, even though they probably didn't want to. They probably had no problem with Dave Chappelle. It makes him a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
But then he's got to speak out about it. He said he supported Dave Chappelle. To the vocal minority, that's a problem, and it continues, and it continues, and it continues. And Dave Chappelle at his show the other night in Nashville, that we just talked about, he came out and said in front of a huge audience, "Man, it's hard to be canceled when all of you guys are here." Which is true.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle will never be canceled.
No.
Especially with that skit on Chappelle's show when he was the milkman.
Oh, yeah.
With the white family with the bad name. Not even
I gotta
say it.
rewatch that.
Oh, it's... Dylan Barnett sends it to me all the time. Anytime he sees it, huge Dave Chappelle fan.
And Blair Witch.
Yeah. Which I hope... I saw that he's continuing filming that. I'm so proud.
Keep it up.
But yeah, I don't pay attention to this Dave Chappelle stuff. I don't think it was offensive.
I just think people should take jokes.
What did you say that Joey Diaz said the other day?
Joey Diaz said that... This is what...
This Joey Diaz... Keep in mind, Joey Diaz is very combative.
Yeah.
He's very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Teddy's voice. He projects. He projects, man. And he yells. And he gets really high.
He basically said certain communities just gotta toughen up on jokes.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just jokes.
Everybody's a butt of a joke every now and then.
Yeah.
If you let those sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
I mean, if you want to...
That's an old
I mean,
saying.
we all want to be equal, right?
Right.
Fair game, right?
Right. Take jokes the same.
Yeah.
He's a comedian.
Yeah. That's just what he does.
Should there be a comedic license? Is this what we're going to get
It
to?
seems like it's going to have to be a thing.
Let's see. Free speech, whatever you may think about it, is being infringed upon. It's been for years, nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
It's been for a long time, probably. Of course, started before we even got on this earth. Are there going to be licenses for comedians to actually speak their minds and say jokes, but not regular people like us? If we said things about trans people that Dave Chappelle said, we'd lose jobs.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have careers.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be a license?
But
Hey,
no, I got my handy dandy.
I mean, we got COVID. We got COVID vaccination certificates.
Yeah.
Is there gonna?
You can't take me down.
Yeah, you have to let me into this mall. You literally have to give me. You literally have to get me in this Ben and Jerry's. I got my damn certificate. But is that what we're gonna come to in this country? Because we do say he's a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
What if an average guy says that's a problem? It's getting dark out here.
It's scary.
Scary hours.
Spooky season.
Spooky season.
Scary hours for freedom of speech.
Rumble.
Been like that for a while.
It's rumbling like my stomach right now. So we should better end this.
Better end it soon.
Yeah.
Let's end it.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this Halloween special number 2.
Yeah, we encourage you to watch Dave Chappelle's stand-up
Yeah.
and to read that article and share the article
Yeah.
with your grandparents.
Watch a scary movie this weekend.
I think I'm going to get Halloween Kills in at some point this week.
Did you like it?
6.5 out of 10.
He's a movie critic now.
Wow.
He's Rotten Tomatoes.
I didn't really give it a score. I liked it though. It's different.
6.5 is good. 6.5 is good. It's watchable.
Decent.
It's watchable. It's watchable.
Yeah.
But plug the stuff. I don't have it in front of me.
Hotline 540-358-1583.
Call it for anything you want.
Call if you want to Liberty. Call if you have some dark secrets, dark stories.
We might have to do a podcast called Liberty's Dark Secrets.
Yeah. We have to go undercover.
My God. I'm not going undercover when I go to that football game next year. I'm going to be loud and boisterous.
Loud and proud.
Loud and proud. They should not be proud.
Slipknot's gonna be fucking Blair.
There's going to be some satanic music that I don't even know. I'm just going to look up on Spotify or Amazon Music or whatever stream.
Type in death metal.
Type in
Slayer,
Satan.
Rated Blood.
Satan?
Yeah.
I don't even like Satan. It's just jokes, people.
Follow all the socials and they'll be...
Join the group.
Yeah.
That's
they'll
when
all
you
be
get
linked.
notified when there's new episodes and everything.
Yeah.
Facebook. Unhelpful Advice Facebook page.
I'm on.
Invite yourself. Invite
Close
everybody.
the...
This misfit is going to close the show.
I'm gonna take a shit with this on.
I need you to wear that while you're glory hole in that pumpkin.
Wait, what?
Alright.
Alright.
Thanks for listening. Thanks
Thanks for watching. And we're out.